Why is space infinite or not? Space, with its incomprehensible vastness, has always fascinated humanity. Looking up at the night sky feels like staring into an endless abyss filled with stars, galaxies, and mysteries. But an inevitable question arises: is space truly infinite? Or does it have a boundary, a limit that we have yet to reach or understand? To answer this question, we must explore both science and philosophy. What does science say about space? Space, as we currently understand it, is the stage where everything happens, from the formation of galaxies to the existence of subatomic particles. The concept of infinity in space arises because it has no known edges. Since the Big Bang, about 13.8 billion years ago, the universe has been expanding. This means galaxies are moving away from each other, like dots on a balloon being inflated. This expansion has no center. It happens in all directions. And here's a fascinating idea: the universe might be infinite because there is nothing limiting it. However, there's also the possibility that space is finite but unbounded. This means that, like the surface of a globe, you could travel endlessly without ever reaching an edge, but space would still have a finite shape or structure. The multiverse theory. Another intriguing hypothesis is the multiverse theory. According to this idea, the universe we know might be just one among infinite others. These universes could be separated by unimaginable distances or coexist in dimensions we cannot perceive. If this theory is true, the space we know would be just a fraction of something even larger and potentially infinite. But what if space has a limit? Some scientists suggest that space could be finite. This doesn't mean it has walls, but rather that it could be like a multidimensional sphere, where the concept of end would differ from what we imagine. If you could travel in a straight line through space for long enough, you might eventually return to your starting point, just as happens on Earth. However, even if space is finite, it is so vast that, in practice, it appears infinite to us. The distances between galaxies are so enormous that we lack the technology or time to explore its full extent. Infinity, science or philosophy? The concept of infinity in space isn't just a scientific question, it's also a philosophical dilemma. If space is infinite, it challenges our understanding of everything. How can something have no end? On the other hand, if it is finite, the question arises: what lies beyond that boundary? Ancient philosophers also pondered these questions. Aristotle, for example, believed the universe was finite, while others, like the Stoics, argued for an infinite cosmos. Today, even with all our technology, these questions remain unanswered. The importance of questioning. Whether space is infinite or not, what truly matters is the journey to understand. The search for these answers drives us to explore the limits of human knowledge, create new technologies, and expand our perception of the universe. In the end, space might be as vast as our imagination, a reflection of our infinite curiosity. After all, as human beings, we are always seeking to understand what lies beyond, whether it's a distant horizon or the very concept of infinity. Space may or may not be infinite, but one thing is certain: the desire to explore, understand, and decipher it is as limitless as the stars in the sky.